What is up? Work here. It's been a little bit since I've posted, but this week I wanted to make a video just showing two hunter skips that I do in Halls of Valor and in Court of Stars. So I guess both of the Legion dungeons. So we're in a 21 here, and it's a pretty funny group. This is a raid or a guild group, but three druids and a hunter. So while we're waiting here, we've just killed Fenrir, obviously. I see a bit of an imprison going on over there. So both druids can actually just completely stealth this, and by both I mean all three, can just stealth through. And I think I can also probably camo through here, but I guess to save an invis pot or just to be like a little bit safer, to get our tank through this skip here, we're gonna pull up our options menu for some reason, turtle, and I'm gonna run them over here. I think those were some druids running around. And our tank gets to sneak by, and then I feign death. And that's it. That's the whole tech. But let me tell you, as I was learning how to do that, I died a lot. I did it wrong at least 4 times. Different variations. You can also die because they shoot like, little electricity beams at you, and you can just die. But then they can res you after. But that's the skip, and I do that on my rogue now, which I'm going to make videos about my slow process of learning outlaw rogue. We do the same thing there, but Halls of Valor on a rogue, you can do even more kind of cool tricks, which is fun. So in this comp, it's like kind of minimal value doing that, but with all the groups that I run right now, that skip is pretty much required. So anyone that can basically invis or drop mob aggro, I guess if anyone was a night elf, you could probably do it too. But a lot of the times I'm the one that's doing that right now, and I've screwed that up a lot, so I just wanted to kind of show what that looks like if you're in a pug or if someone wants you to do that in general. And then for both of these runs, I'm just going to show the final boss kill. This looks like this is this week as of recording it, but is this fortified? I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to the affix that much of fortified and not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a fortified key here. So even on a 21 fort, like the boss isn't quote unquote that bad. The rune phase of this is really bad. You die really fast. I think I was dying almost through turtle. So at this point in Mythic Plus, I know it's not going to be like the biggest overall numbers, but I play BM. There's no question, because the make or break in these keys, doesn't matter what week it is not the trash dying fast. I mean, that's nice. It's if you wipe on a boss, high fort, high terrain, you wipe a boss, you're not timing pretty much. So I guess that was me taking a very long route, turtling through this. That was really bad. I got the green and the yellow mixed up visually. But if you see how much movement is happening right now on the boss, I just do not do that much boss damage as marksman. I'm sure someone can if you pre-plan your movement and whatnot, but it's rough. And on top of that, as BM, though I'm lust in this case, when I have a tenacity pet, I have way more health. And I think we barely killed this on a 21, a 21 fort. So it's still easier than like a 20 tyrannical, I suppose. But that gets me 2,500 IO, and I think that was also getting the portal too. So that was cool, but a pretty dicey end to that boss, I must say. But still, there's one more trick rogues can do. I'm definitely gonna show some runs of that, as I've pulled it off once now correctly and screwed it up a couple times. But here we are in Court of Stars, same group. I think we timed like 420s, 20 and higher runs, like almost in a row. I think it was a pretty good run here. Who knew this is the new meta? 3 druids and a hunter and a DH. Let's see. So again, just BM. Look at these fights. I mean, like I've done them as MM. Certainly, I do fine, but there's so much movement, and there's some like pretty bad overlaps here that gets a couple people and they're druids. So I mean, I guess the Miles is Boomkin. He has to sit there and cast. So I mean, it's tricky for casters. Like if you're mid cast, it's always like, are we finishing this or not? But I just take that out of the equation now, and at this point, I don't even play MM except for like Council and Raid or something like that, and maybe I'll do MM for like Razageth Mythic or something if we make it that far this season. But for keys, I know this. I mean, there's certainly super bursty AoE classes, and like you get like really huge numbers on the overall, and that's fun. I like playing Outlaw Rogue for that reason. But I feel like my role at this point, especially once we've timed all the 20s, it's like it's not, it's just for fun here, is pretty much just to kill the bosses. And certain comps bring lust, people are dead. And then there's a couple skips that make things better for the timer. And if we looked at the timer from the last dungeon, it was tight. It was tight in Halls of Valor, right? So like these little skips and efficiencies do make a difference. On top of, in this comp specifically, they would have had to use drum. So, we are a lust class, which hurts our survivability, but, we bring lust, and that allows everyone else to kill the bosses quick. And then we get to do skips like this. So we're going to turtle past this friend. This high key, you will die if he hits you in like a tick or two. I think I ate some of the charging station there, unfortunately, so I should have probably Feign Death faster. But that is the skip. I do this on my rogue too with Vanish, and I still don't know that much about rogue, but I think there's something that one of the poisons slows him down, or it can proc to slow him down. So I've done it before where like he's hit me, and then I just kept running and he never caught up. So there's that too, but you can Vanish it as well. But here I am, I'm a Vulpira now, because he can do front flips. Just makes me really happy every time he does the front flip. Just makes me keep wanting to play Hunter. And we run out here and we die. You can actually skip those packs if you jump over the ledge a little bit. And I have to check, because I can camo this. I'm pretty sure you can, there's a really tricky route that you can get around that first patrol if you jump on the handrail, then the bush and get in. But if you don't want to, waste time doing that, you just run through with turtle, and with rogue you run through with evasion and cloak and whatever you have, feint everything so you don't die on these like high fort keys. So the efficiency here is that we have just gone and opened the door to the back, while they've gone and done this like pretty easy trash pull back here. So they just 2 DPS it while I'm running around, and I die to bursting. So that is something. Court is like, I don't know, I feel like every time we talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, what's dangerous in court? But I die like every other pull or something like that. Maybe that's just me. Even as a rogue, I somehow managed to die with cheat death and everything. I'm still dying all the time here. But let's see. Okay, yeah, so we're just on the last boss here. And then again, 2 minutes 33 for the last boss is pretty comfy. It's not too bad. But, that skip does allow us to, have this extra minute or 30 seconds or whatever it gains us, is certainly needed as we get, higher and higher and higher. You can't die. You obviously can't wipe on a boss. You want to minimize, obviously, trash wipes, but any skips and routes like this, these have been pretty sorted out now. I feel like by the community and by the groups we run with, that you need to do them, and you need someone who can efficiently do it. And, I think as well, as a BM hunter, I'm not like the trash killer when the trash packs are only like, 4 mobs or something like that. I am doing like tank damage out here. You can look at the overall. I am pretty much doing tank damage when it comes to trash. But on the bosses, basically BM hunter, if I ever get the Razageth bow, will do, I think, way more boss damage in keys. But we either do on par or competitive single target damage, bring lust, do some skips, and try not to be the one that dies the absolute most in the dungeon, though that's typically my role. I'll just be resetting grief torches as my hunter. But yep, these are the 2 skips. I guess the Legion dungeons, I have these on 20s now for this for the hunter. I feel like the rogue can almost do 20s now too. Gonna be probably playing that the most for the rest of the season. Hunter's kind of for raid, and then in keys, I very much like being an outlaw rogue. It's a little bit comfier as I walk right into this cloud. And we actually do the same utility tricks as rogue as we do as hunter here. But just finishing up this boss here, I would say that as the BM hunter, I should probably be the one baiting. But in this one, Miles took the took the role and did a good job. And just towards the end of this just always turns into into chaos. But I think as a BM hunter, just kind of like a Brood Keeper, you know, you can just move around and it's not a problem. You know, Boomkin has to cast Wrath and whatever else they're casting. So, you know, it would probably be way better if I did it. So maybe that'll be like the last thing as I'll ever learn how to do the baiting for this boss. So this is Court 22. I mean, this is like, I don't know. The boss damage is never really too bad on this at all on whatever level I've ever run it in. You just can't stand in the purple stuff, you die. That's pretty much it. And if you screw up Thundering, of course, you're probably going to end up also getting killed by that, by the purple stuff again. So just 2 skips if you're a hunter. Groups might want you to do this. And I have died many times learning them, and these are 2 times I was successful in it and didn't immediately die and screw it up. I'll check you on the next videos. Peace.